Hi there, Diana from Adirondack Girl at Heart. I teach vintage and antique lovers how to create successful antique businesses that they'll love. One of the ways I do that is through these videos. Another is through my website, adirondackgirlatheart.com, that's filled with all kinds of vintage and antique articles. Today I'm sharing my vintage haul from our recent visit to the Pittsburgh area. That's where my husband is from and where his family still lives. And we stopped along the way in Ithaca, New York, went to a couple of thrift stores and an antique shop, and then several others once we hit the Pittsburgh area. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll see photos of the different thrift stores and antique malls that we visited and most of the things that I bought at each of them. In any event, that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to start with this cookbook. It's going to be very well known to you. This is 1953 Better Homes and Gardens. These sell very well for me, anywhere from $10 to like $30 or $40 or $50, depending on their condition and their age. So this is a nice older one. I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see this. So one of the ways I recommend cleaning old books is with a sparsely wet magic eraser. Actually, this one is probably from the Dollar Tree. They have their own version of them. So you want to squeeze almost all the water out because you don't want to damage the book cover, right? So then lightly go across, back and forth, or go whatever area needs work, and it will remove a lot of the discoloration. So it is a little bit yellowed. I'm not really going to be able to get rid of a whole lot of that, but it's quite grimy, right? So you can see the difference here and here, and even the lettering here and here. And so I did that very lightly with a magic eraser. See, this is all the dirt that came from just this portion of the book. So I have an article on my website about cleaning old books, so I'll link to that down below. So as you can see, I paid $3 for it. I don't know if you can see that. $3. And like I said, it's a little bit older. It's in really good condition other than this grime, which we're going to clean off. And so I may try this online on either eBay or Etsy, where it will likely sell faster than from my antique booth. I sell lower value cookbooks from my antique booth. So I would like to price this in the $30 to $40 range on Etsy or eBay. Okay, a couple of other books to show you. Here's a book I picked up for $1.25, and I did it because of the title. Thought the title was really interesting, and if you like book stacks or interesting to show the titles of interesting books, this is in really, really great shape. So I may try it on Etsy first. My Lord. I have a stockpile of things to list on Etsy. So if I was going to put this in my antique shop, I would put $8 on it. On Etsy, I might try it in the $20 range. Here's a book I picked up for $1. It's a children's textbook from, let's see, 1901. 1901. And I liked it because it has some really nice illustrations in it that could be framed. It's got poetry. Here's one, October's Bright Blue Weather. It's got poetry and stories. And like I said, these are a couple of borders that are really beautiful. This is Work for November. This looks like, yep, Red Riding Hood right there. So some really nice images. I might frame some of them myself, or I might put it on Etsy because someone wants to frame them or use them in their art project or their journaling or their junk journaling, scrapbooking, that sort of thing. This one I bought because of the cover. Just really beautiful textured book cover with these gold The words in gold, 7 little sisters who live on the round ball that floats in the air. Thought that was really intriguing. And again, I think this would sell really well on Etsy in maybe the $20 range. From my antique booth, I think I would put 10 on that. And then this is a really old textbook. This is children's edition of Toughing Incidents and Remarkable Answers to Prayer. Have Faith in God. Yeah, so it's not a textbook. It's some sort of a religious book. Children's edition. That was a nice image there. Not sure the date. I'm sure it's like 18 something or other. Let's see. 1895. And I really liked the cover. It is filled with all kinds of illustrations like that. I think it'd be great to decorate with, and I would price it at about $10, and I paid $1 for that. And $1 for this one. This is the Sonnets of Michelangelo. I didn't know that he wrote sonnets. I think someone is going to be seriously interested in that. It's filled with images from the Sistine Chapel, what I think are the Sistine Chapel, and it dates to 1948, and it was $1. I thought the dust jacket was really beautiful. This would look great on a shelf, right? So $10, something like that. And then from the same store, same mall, antique mall, I got 17 chirps. It's 17 haiku. So it's short poems. Each page has a couple on it. And again, I really liked the cover of this book. I thought it'd be great for decorating. Dates to 1964, first edition. Very simple, minimalist, $10. Here I paid 50 cents for this little golden book. I haven't owned this one before. I have an article on my website about little golden books, and I have a course actually on little golden books, but I'm revising it right now. It will be available on Etsy, hopefully soon. And this one has a date of 1953, and it's not a first edition. But it should sell for $3 or $4. And then this I thought was super interesting. So this is a little golden book, and also 50 cents. It's a sniff it book. Remember those? Where you can scratch and sniff. The scratch and sniffs are not in great shape, but I needed to own it to add it to my information about little golden books because I was not aware. So each page, most pages have one thing to smell. So this is strawberries. This was candied apples. I guess he's at the circus or at the fair. And lemons. Is that lemons? No, that's cheese. Cheese over there. And this is pears. So really great shape on the outside, but the scratch and sniffs are not in great shape. And it dates to 1981, first edition. So gotta research that. And here is The Treasures of Impressionism at the Louvre. And it's written in French, but it's filled with images. So there's a Monet. That's not a very famous Monet. Let's see what else we have in here. Here's a Van Gogh, right? So full color images, full page images, and then information about them in French. Oh, there's a Renoir. So anyway, it was $2. I think it's amazing. And I would like to sell it for, I need to do research and see if it's, rare. I would like to, I'm looking for the date, 1958. Sell it on Etsy for $25 to $30. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Here's the textbook. 3 of us. It's a paperback, and oh my gosh. Remember, do any of you remember these sorts of images? I do, because I am older. Now, I don't remember these exactly because it's copyright 1954 and 1949, and I was not alive then. I'm going to use these to make bookmarks. I'll link to the instructions down below. These make adorable bookmarks that sell for about $5 each. I always pick up any Amish little cooking pamphlets like this one. It was $3. I did pay $4 for this one because I can get about 25 images out of it. So 25 images for 25 bookmarks times 5 is $125. So that's worth $4, right? This was $3 and I will sell it for about $8. Now, along the same lines, I've started picking up little booklets like these. They're often advertising booklets that they're memo books, most of them. So this one is completely empty. So this advertised Prestolite batteries. And then here's Monmouth engine bearings. And this one was 25 cents. Most of them are $1. This is a Camp Aid logbook. Little sign-in sheet there, and then a bunch of dates and empty pages. And then this is a farmer's pocket lodger, and so company would put their name on there. Holben's Feed and Farm Implement Store. And then you can keep records in it. Some places for records. Unless I'm lying. Oh yeah. Oh no. And then it's like an address book for a business. And then this one is Brown and Sharp tools of some sort. This one's in really rough shape, but it has some writing in it, and people like it when it has writing and they like it when they're blank. So I might put all 5 of these on Etsy and price them at $30, $25 or $30. I have a bunch of them, so I'll have to fiddle around and see which ones I think look good together or are, similar in some way. Here, this one was 50 cents also. But like I said, the others I think were $1 other than the quarter. So I love ephemera. I love paper. And I enjoy selling it too. On Etsy. That's where I sell those, on Etsy. Okay, I can already tell that this video is gonna have to be in 2 parts. Because there's a lot of stuff to show you. So these are postcards. I'm just checking. Looks like they all cost $1. So this one is, and I have an article about postcards coming up, so I'm still picking up interesting ones. But this one is Santa's Workshop in North Pole, New York, which is in the Lake Placid area. And I had a lot of friends who worked there in the summer. It's about 45 minutes from where I grew up in Peru, New York. So I had to own that one, but I have found that Santa's Workshop items sell well in my area because it's close enough for people to have visited it from here. And so that would sell for about $3 or $4, I think. And then I picked this one up because it has some embroidery on it. That cat is embroidered. Isn't that interesting? And then this one I picked up, it's The Language of Flowers. So I have an article on my website about the meaning of Victorian flowers. And so I thought this would be an interesting something to add to that article. And then I thought she was adorable. She's completely frameable. And this one as well with the pansies. And then this one is embossed and absolutely beautiful. So I've been picking up some frames that I think are about the right size for postcards, and I'd like to do that. Now here is a business card, not for a person, but for bank, People's First National Bank. And so I do like to pick up business cards when I come across them because they are very interesting. And this one was 50 cents. Worth about $3 or $4. But if I'm going to write an article about something, I like to have my hands on those things. Okay, what next? out of my haul. This goes all the way down the counter. Okay, how about some jewelry? I'm not supposed to buy jewelry. I've told you before, I have so much jewelry. I will not be able to sell it in my lifetime. It's kind of how I think about it. But if I see something that I know will sell really fast and it's really good price, then I will pick it up. So I have an article about Christmas tree pins on my blog, and they sell very well. There are a lot of people who collect Christmas tree pins. So this one is especially nice because all of these ornaments are rhinestones. They're all in place, but it's not signed. So something signed Jerry's or even Monet is going to sell for a little bit more and a little bit faster. But this one is unusual because it's green. Often they're silver or gold, and it had, like I said, it's full of rhinestones. Should sell on Etsy for $25. And then this one is signed. It looks like copyright DJ on the back. I cannot make it out. There's a mark right there. And so I'm gonna have to research it, but my guess is, even though it only has one rhinestone here, obviously it's green also. It's painted green. And $25 to $30 for that one. So those were good finds. Okay, so this one I paid $2 for. And then the other one with all the rhinestones, I paid $3 for. So I did find quite a lot of jewelry, and I was very, very bad because I bought it. Okay, so I picked up 4 rings at one thrift store, and none of them was sold for more than $4. So this is a marcasite, sterling silver marcasite ring for $4, and I do sell rings quite well from my antique booth, and I'm thinking 25 or 30 on that one. Then here's a very sweet small sterling silver. I hope you can see that. Can't get too close. There we go, with a little heart on it. And it was $3.50. Should sell for about $15 to $18. And then this one is really pretty. It's a gold flashing over sterling with these little cubic zirconia, and it was $3. Should sell for about $20. And then the last one, it's sterling silver also. It's got 2 fish on it. If it was 1 fish, I'd think it was like a Christian ring, but it's 2 fish. So I don't really understand that. It was $3. It's a nice weighty piece of sterling, very small. It's like a, pinky ring for an old lady like me. $22 to $25. So also sterling were this pair of earrings, and they all need to be polished, right? I haven't polished them yet. It was $4. Should sell for about $22. And here is a Mary medal. Well, Jesus is on one side. Is that Jesus? Yeah, looks like Jesus on one side. And then Mary on the other side. And then right here along the edge, you have to look really carefully at medals or medallions like these, because they're often marked in sort of funny places. So it's marked sterling, and I have a sterling chain that I can put on it and sell it for about $25. And then another $4 item is this marcasite pendant with the marcasite chain. It's marked 925 right on the bail there. And then the chain is also marked. And it's too small to show you because it's too small for me to find it. But I did find it at one point. So 22 to 25 on that one. And then this one I just thought was different and pretty. It's a mother of pearl backing. And I thought this might be sterling. It's not marked. I'll clean it up and see what it looks like. It was $1. If it's not sterling, I'd price it at about $12. If it is sterling, maybe $25. So let's look at some ceramics, and there are quite a few. Some Ironstone, some close to Ironstone, some antique cups that I just think are so pretty, some toothpick holders, have 3 of those, and an amazing piece that I'll save for last. So hang on, hang in there, hang on. All right, here, we'll start with this piece. This is a little swan motif, is very popular right now. It was $2. I would call this a salt, but it could also be like a little candy or a little nut dish. Not sure about that. And it's signed Royal something or other. Fine China, Royal something. Can you read that? Royal something. Not super old, I'm gonna say 1970s. I will sell it for about $12. And oh, just back on the jewelry for 1 second. I thought this was so cool. It's a lucite, I believe it's a ring holder. So rings fit on there really, really well. And it was $1. It's lucite with a rose on the inside. And I hope it would bring about $15 or $20. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, how about the toothpicks? So here's the first one that I came across. It's a chicken, a little China ceramic chicken. It's $2. Should sell for $10 to $12. It's cute as can be. And the other two, okay, here's one. This was $3. No mark on the bottom. Just a nice piece for somebody's collection of toothpicks, and there are a lot of people who collect them. I have an article about toothpicks on my website. I'll link to that down below. And then this last one, isn't that cute? Take your pick. Little China. It's marked Germany on the bottom, right in that circle, and it was $2.25. I will price it at about the same, $12. I just, like the China part of it isn't so interesting to me, or, you know, different, but that take your pick. So cute. So that's it for toothpicks. Okay, Easter is around the corner. Maybe it's already passed by the time I post this, but this is a Lefton figurine, a bunny, in my Ironstone cupboard near Easter. I fill it with all kinds of white rabbits like this one, so it may go there for a while. It was $2. I'm gonna put that back there. And then there is the Lefton tag. You've probably seen that many times. If I were gonna sell it, I would put $12 to $15 on it. So I picked up some faux Ironstone because it will look really good in either my Ironstone cupboard or someone else's. This was $1, so for like $6 or $8. And then here's a little stack of white dishes. They're marked Germany on the back. And again, just they would look fantastic in an Ironstone cupboard with something on top of it, something decorative like that. And so the 3, I might put them on Etsy for something like $25 or $30 for those 3 because I think they're really sweet. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Real Ironstone. Just 2. I actually have 3 little pieces. 2 little pieces and 1 medium-sized piece. It's a little noisy over here. Okay, I'll start with the bigger piece. So this is a tea leaf decorated Ironstone plate. How do I know it's Ironstone? Well, it's heavy and it's marked Royal Ironstone on the back. It's Wilkinson, a slightly later manufacturer of Ironstone, but I wanted to have an example of the tea leaf in my own collection, just for, you know, just because. I'm also working on a course about ironstone. So this piece cost $2.25, and on Etsy, where I sell most of my smaller pieces of ironstone because they sell well there, this might go for $20, something in that price range. Okay, the other two pieces of real ironstone are, first of all, Butter Pat. These sell like crazy on Instagram. I will probably wait until I have at least one more, maybe two more. They sell for $31.97 for 3 of them. This one cost 99 cents at a Salvation Army, and it does have a mark. It's just the number 3 in a diamond. That does not mean anything to me. If it means something to you, let me know. And then the last piece is this little dish. Just so sweet. Could be part of a child's set. It is incised, has an incised mark, which tend to be older. I thought it was Meekin, but it's okay, it's got the shape on it. Sydenham, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that properly. And T.E. Booth is the mark. This is an older piece, mid-1800s, I would say. And on Etsy, I sold a similar one recently. I can't remember exactly how much. I'm gonna say $25 to $30 because it's just so cute, right? Okay, now this looks like ironstone, right? Maybe like American ironstone, but it's a, and it is ironstone-y, restaurant-ware-y sort of piece. It's a mortar, did not come with a pestle. People will buy the pieces separately and hope to, you know, match them up. I hope to match it up with a pestle someday. It was 99 cents. If it had its pestle, it would be, I would price it at about $20 to $22. So that's why I picked that up. Alrighty, I picked up a Wedgwood Jasperware trinket dish, or a vanity dish, really, because I have an article about vanity jars, so I'll link to that. Same with ironstone. I have an article all about ironstone and restaurantware, and I wanted to see if I could clean this up, and then whatever mechanism I use to clean it, I could write about it. So it's marked Wedgwood on the back. You can't see that very well. It's incised, worn a little bit. As you can see, I paid $3.99 for it. Once it's clean, Wedgwood Jasperware, not super popular right now, so maybe $10 to $12 for that piece. And then back to farmhouse style, a spongeware plate. Oh, the only mark on the back is this R, so it's, I think it's newer. Well, I know it's newer. It doesn't have the feel of an old piece, but it was $1, and it has a great look. So 12 to 15 on that one. And then this piece I just thought was beautiful. We thought that was attractive. It has little feet, so it's like a riser. You'd use it on your kitchen counter to hold salt and pepper, whatever. It's $3.99. So I think I would price it at about $25. Picked up this little mug jug because it looks like yellowware. It was made in Taiwan, so it's probably 1970s, but I needed it, so I bought it for $1. Don't know if I'll sell it or if I'll keep it with my other yellowware, but if I were going to sell it, I wouldn't sell it for a lot. It's got a very weird design there on the back, so I'm going to say $4 on that. And then, so I have 2 favorite pieces that I saved until, oh my goodness, no, I didn't show you the cups. Okay. At this one flea market, this one vendor had all of these antique, they are genuine antiques, hand-painted decoration. I would say this is older than the other one, Beautiful decoration on the inside. They're 49 cents. Things like these are not super popular right now for whatever reason, and there were 2 more. So, and they were in really good shape. No cracks, no chips, no nothing. So I picked them up thinking I might try to sell them from my antique booth, but I also might make candles out of them. So we'll see. I would want to price them at about $10 or $12. Not sure that that would work. And then this little bowl was absolutely adorable. It has Asian writing on the bottom. Not sure what language that is. And it was 95 cents. Pretty little hand painting, 22 karat gold paint there. And I will price it at $12. I have a small, like a spice rack shelf in my booth, and I fill it with all kinds of small things like that. Oh my goodness, forgot this one too. So I'm calling this Ironstone. It's a little jug with some embossed decoration on the top and the bottom. It's only marked 161. It was 99 cents. And yeah, adorable. If I were gonna sell it, I think I'd put $15 on it. I have to think about that one. Okay, my last 2 favorite finds. Okay, this is a tile. Sorry. Tile marked Germany. So Germany, I think, borders the Netherlands or is near the Netherlands. My geography sucks really bad, but because looking at that, you would think probably because of the hats, you might think Netherlands or that this is Dutch. It is Delft, and they are Dutch looking, but I'm sure anywhere near the border of Netherlands would probably look the same. From this period, which I'm gonna say 1800s. Sorry, I keep turning it sideways. It's the German mark is on the side, and as you can see, it was $1. And I'm going to price this. It does have a lot of chipping, but it's a very old piece, so I'm gonna say $25 to $30. Maybe try that on Etsy. And then the final piece, oh my gosh. This is my second little jug of this size that I've picked up this year. Look at that. Absolutely adorable. This one's a little newer, not quite as old as the other one that I found. Was $3.50, and I think it's worth about $20 to $25. That's what I think. Love that. Things that are small and miniature attract a lot of people, not just me. All right, that's it for now. Check on back for part 2, all right? And I'll show you everything else that came from our trip to Pittsburgh. And as always, happy hunting.